Hey YouTube friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going out to clean up my car because with a little bit of snow, just a dusting up here in Northern Maine. What do you think? We'll go outside, we'll get the car cleaned up, and we'll get the house cleaned today. I'm hoping that today is the day that I can get my whole house cleaned up, but we'll see what happens. So, on to getting outside and getting that car cleaned off. Whew, chilly morning here in Northern Maine. So I'm gonna get my car cleaned off. And our dusting was actually more like 6 inches. I've already cleaned the car once. I'm gonna get you guys off my porch here and out into my snow. There we go. So I'm gonna get the car cleaned off. So my son will come out and snowblow later. I'm gonna get inside and get a cup of hot coffee. We got about 6 inches last night. Not too bad. It's not too cold out right now, but we're expecting to be minus 14 tomorrow. I'll see you guys inside. So I'm back inside again, and I'm going to wash my boots off because we had lunch, and what happened is I brought a plate full of waffles and syrup, the syrup that was left over. I went to put it in the sink, and the syrup flipped out of the cup that was on the plate and went all over me, all over my boots. So now you see outfit change, and I'm gonna scrub my boots off because now they're all sticky. So I'm gonna do that before I start my dishes up. And I don't know if all this water is good for bear paw boots, but that's what they're getting because there ain't much choice. They're completely sticky, sticky, sticky. And after I'm done with the scrubber, it's just gonna be used for stuff like this. I'm not gonna go back and use it on my dishes. That would be disgusting. Obviously, I wouldn't do this if my boots weren't completely covered in syrup. But they're the ones that I mostly just wear around the house anyway. So, not a huge difference being made, I guess. Syrup everywhere. Disgusting. And this water is extremely hot. And once it dries, I'll take a brush and I'll obviously fluff the nap and the suede back up. I'm not going to use soap on this one because I didn't get any syrup on it, so it's still dirty. And I don't want it to be look different than the other boot. That's what happens if it causes damage, because I do wear them out sometimes. But this certainly isn't something I'd tell anybody to do. There's that. I gotta go throw these on top of my, or beside my pellet stove to dry. I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing that I think I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna vacuum my rug where my table is because it actually hasn't been done for a while. and I'm going to fill my flour bucket up, as well as I'm going to do my sugar bucket, because my canister is already full anyway. In fact, it was a little over full the other day, so I can get some of the stuff that's on my floor off the floor and put away where it belongs. So I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see where I'm going to be at, and I'm going to clean up that area and get that stuff out of the way. Let me just go grab my vacuum. So today I'm using my Shark Stick Vac. I'm going to back you all up a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. Alright, here we are. I cannot back my tripod up anymore, but you get the gist. As you see, there's a lot of crap in the way. These need washing. This needs not be here. Or anywhere else, for that matter. These really don't belong here. And as you see, I get bags that I need to put away, the sugar and little packets of stuff that I've actually got to figure out what I'm going to do with. Because I lose them if I put them in my cabinet. I can never find them again. Food storage is not easy when you live in a small home, because you only have so many cabinets. I don't like food out on display on a shelf. To me, that's just not something I like. So it gets shoved in my cabinet and moved around, and then I find things when I'm going to get ready to go shopping again that I didn't even know I had. So they have to end up getting used, but I guess it's not always a bad thing. Okay, so now I'm gonna vacuum this rug after I pick this screw up. I'm not going to vacuum my other two kitchen rugs today, because when I spilt the syrup, it went all over the place. So I'm going to just throw those two in my washer. I was smart enough this time when I bought rugs for my kitchen to make sure that I could just wash them and be done with it. I am going to vacuum under here though, around the table, around the corners, because I had plants down on the floor that the cats like to. So if you're wondering how this fence came about in my kitchen, it's picket fencing, but it didn't get here as a picket fence. When we buy our pellets to put in the pellet stove for heating, they come on a pallet. And one particular pallet seemed to be made of reclaimed wood. I think a lot of them may be that we get the pellets on. And what it was made of was a bunch of pickets from a fence. And I had ordered this table from Walmart, and I told Greg, I said, geez, you know, it's an outside table. This is a patio table set that I have inside. I honestly think they're too cute to leave outside. So I have it in my kitchen, because my kitchen's small, and in order to fit a table in, it's gonna be super small. As you can see, I'm sitting on it, and my feet, I'm 5'2", and my knees are kind of bent up, but it's fine. And I told him, I said, wouldn't it be cute to make this almost look like an outdoors type of scene with, you know, flowers and vines and plants and a fence behind it. And lo and behold, one day when we unloaded the pallets there was fence posting, and I said, I am going to take that apart and I'm going to repurpose it into my kitchen to do exactly what I had envisioned. And that's how this little area with the mirror and the table and the rug and all the plants came about, is, you know, just kind of building off that the table belonged outside but was being brought in. And you know, I wanted it to look kind of outdoorsy, but yet still cute enough to be in the kitchen. So that's how this whole area came about in my kitchen. Now, some people might think it's weird or strange or whatever, but I like it, and that's all that matters. So now I'm going to move you on. We're going to do the dishes. I'm going to turn my tripod around. I'm going to get these done really quick, I hope. I didn't do many of them yesterday, so what I'm going to do is just turn you around. I'm going to do some of the dishes. I may turn off the camera for a little bit because my camera does have a tendency to like to overheat. It has a processor in it, so what happens is when it gets hot, its answer is to shut down. So I may turn my camera off just for a little bit, finish off the dishes so you don't have to watch the whole thing, and then we'll come back on and we'll move on through the rest of the day. Okay, here I go. We're turning you around. And the first thing I have to do is wash off the back of the sink because I got syrup everywhere, like I told you. If I can, oh, on my sponge, first try. That's a win. These aren't really dirty, but they've been sitting, so they're getting washed anyway. So I wonder how much snow, if any at all, do you guys get where you are? What's the weather like where you are? Is it sunny? Is it warm? Have you started gardening yet? What is it like? We got 6 inches of snow last night, like I told you. And tomorrow, we are expecting, at the very warmest, minus 14 temps. So, that's how that is. I noticed that we are focused on the window. That's not a good thing. I'm gonna flip on a light here. Better. I need to go down to the Dollar General and get myself some more of the sponges that I actually like, because these are more scrubby than anything, so they're really not my favorite. So I'm going to let you guys listen to some music while I do these dishes, and then, like I said, I'm going to turn you guys off for a little bit, and we'll come back and do something else. So enjoy the music. And if you don't like the music that I choose, let me know, because remember, I'm not listening to it while I'm cleaning, so I don't know what people like. If you don't particularly like something, let me know, and we'll see what else we can find.
We got an insomniac with eyes wide shut, and we got everything we need and then a little too much. I know that you're starving for something you can't touch. Would you be honest with me right now? There's something in the undercurrent, I can feel it coming up. Don't you wanna feel it taking over your senses? Don't you ever fear it? Technologic advance.
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to let you guys have a break from watching me wash dishes, because I know you watch me do that a lot, because that's my entire life. But I'm going to turn the camera off, let it cool down, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to clean the... So now I'm gonna clean the drawer in my stove. I hadn't planned on it, but when I was putting some dishes away, I realized how crummy and disgusting it was getting. So I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna vacuum it first, and then I'm gonna clean it out, wash it down, and then I'm going to turn my stove on and run it through a cleaning cycle.
I'm lightening up. Can we speak honestly right now? There's something in the undercurrent. I can feel it coming up. Don't you wanna feel it?
No idea what.
Taking over your senses. Don't you ever fear it? Technologic advances. Baby, come escape with me. I'll come sweep you off of your feet. Don't you wanna feel it? Don't you wanna? Don't you wanna?
Oh my goodness, this stuff is strong. You, get away. These two things will be going into my trash because they're old and chipping, so that's that. Now I'm going to turn on the oven so I can clean it. So I'm going to move you over. We're going to get started cleaning up the oven. I got to take the racks out first and see if I can clean them by hand. On another video that I watched, I noticed that a girl was cleaning her oven racks with Barkeeper's Friend, and she also used Dawn dish soap. I don't like to mix chemicals, so that's not my thing. I'm going to try the Barkeeper's Friend on it, and then I'll rinse it and go over it with the Dawn. But for now, I'm going to turn on my oven cleaning cycle and get that going. It's not terribly dirty, so I'm not going to set it to clean for 5 hours. I'm going to set it for the lowest, which is 3. And like I said, I'm going to use the Barkeeper's Friend on this and see how it works. I am going to move my clean dishes out of the way, though. I don't want them getting anything on them that shouldn't be. I should have put them away, but there's that. I'll be honest, I don't think these are ever going to be perfect because I've actually made the mistake of running them through this oven self-cleaner. So if it didn't get baked on then, it probably did just through using the oven. But I would like to make them at least look decently clean. Looks like I'm wasting a lot of product, but the thing is, I'm going to scrub the sink down after, so I guess as long as there's some left in the sink, I can use it to just kind of clean my sink out because it needs to be done anyway. I seriously feel like I'm running out of steam to do this. But regardless, they're going to be better than they were. They were looking pretty bad. I think anything was an improvement. Plus the oven will be clean, which I hate doing, so. But I got inspired. I can't remember whose video I watched, but I watched her clean. I'll give a shout out to her when I go back and look through my history and see who it was. So that's what I'll do. Like I said, she used Dawn Anthus, but like I said, I don't think these are going to come any cleaner because of the simple fact that I ran them through the cleaning cycle, and that's a big no-no. I figure while I'm doing this, I'm going to have to rinse everything anyway, so I may as well wipe out the main part of the sink. Take my dish strainer apart and wash that too. Dish strainer, not a dish strainer. Sink plug? Yeah. Sink thingy, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's getting clean. And hopefully I can put it back together right, so. I don't know if anybody realizes it or not, but these things can get pretty ick, so I like to pull mine apart and clean it just every so often. Might help if I turn the piece around the right way. Much better. There we go. Let's focus now. Way cleaner. It doesn't stink. Not that I can smell it. Or did smell it, but a bit of clean, right? Well, they're not perfect, but they're way better than they were. So, like I said, they're not going to come perfect. So, nothing in life is, right? And I'll be right back. So, while the stove is cleaning, oven, whatever you want to call it, range, I'm going to clean up on top here. I'm going to get this stuff away from here because it's getting hot. And put my toaster away and clean off the top of my stove. What?
What's that smell in here?
It's the stove cleaning. Let me have those, please. Thank you.
It stinks in here. Oh my god.
Yeah, it doesn't smell good when you clean the stove, does it? Much better. Let's just move you guys again. Now before I do finalize cleaning my sink, as you can see, I got a few more dishes I can do. And I'm gonna do those up. And then I'm gonna pull out a magic eraser so that I can get the sink a little bit better. We drink a lot of coffee, so it's pretty stained. So I'm just gonna go over it with my magic eraser to clean it better. I don't need a whole magic eraser, so I'm just gonna honestly cut off what I need so the whole thing doesn't get stored under my sink filthy. For me, makes sense. Don't for you, that's fine too. I'm gonna drag you back over here and we're gonna shine this sink up. So I'm just going to take my packets. I grabbed a bag out of what on earth? I grabbed a basket out of my refrigerator that wasn't being used. If you watched my refrigerator video, you saw I'm going, well, now one's coming out. And I'm going to use it for all these packets that need to be kept together so that they're not lost in my food cupboard. And I'm going to turn you around. There we go. And yes, I'm going to be the first one to admit I do use a lot of convenience type foods like biscuit mix and so forth and so on, because I have a lot that I do during the day besides just filming for YouTube. I take care of my husband who has a disability and a lot of other things, so if I can grab some convenience somewhere right now in this season of my life, that's something that I choose to do. And I know that's not for everyone, but it works for me right now. If you noticed me looking at that, it was a pouch of tuna fish, and I was making sure of the date because I actually do not remember buying it. So I just made sure that it was still within a usable date. And yeah, I shook it on the bag out onto my floor. It's gonna be swept anyway. I think we're gonna hop right up into this cabinet. Not sure how close in I can get you or if I'm gonna be out of the way of it. This is one of the cabinets that I use. It's for baking stuff and other random things. walnuts went rancid. I forgot all about them. I mean, they don't smell terrible, but they don't need to be used, that's for sure.
What?
I'm recording, so whatever you say, it's here forever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I sent you back to the store after you got your feet on cards.
Can I help?
Help what?
Can I do it?
No.
If you give me your shirt, we can switch out and then people probably won't even notice.
I think they might notice.
I totally even said I can go back if you want, and you stood there.
I thought you were joking around. I thought you had it. That's what you and Tyler did the other day.
You didn't?
It's like the little boy that cried wolf.
No, we didn't, since we literally didn't have it.
When he came back, he told her he didn't have it.
Okay, that was Tyler.
Right, and I figured you were doing the same thing. Like, you were going to give it to her in a few minutes. So, see?
So you think I made a second purchase?
Yeah, because you forgot it.
Yeah, I
You
did.
did make a second purchase.
I did forget it, you're right.
How could you forget your little niece?
I didn't. I remembered it when I was in the store, and by then it was too late.
So it was easier to walk back.
No, it would have been easier not to get it. If you're making brownies.
Well, maybe. I never said I was.
What are you making there?
Or as soon as I get this stuff put away. And don't ask what's for dinner, because you already know.
You are.
Always being the smart aleck, aren't you? Oh, and I did have to stop my oven early from cleaning. I don't know how well of a job it did because of, I gotta get in the frame of the camera here, because of the, I have to make supper tonight, so I figured I'm gonna have to shut it down, and if it didn't come completely clean, then I'll just have to do it again tomorrow. But I'm guessing where it wasn't too terrible, it's mostly clean. And I'm right, it did a pretty good job. I'm going to turn you around here because I'm going to make some coffee for the hubby and for me. I had to look back at my fridge, it keeps popping open on me. Yes, I know you're done. Let's see if I can stand this slightly closer. There we go. We have a rule in this house. It's called, it's never too late for coffee. We've had coffee at 1 o'clock in the morning before. One of my, well, she's now a friend. Hey, Beth. I asked me one night, she texted me and she goes, "Hey, crazy lady, are you still up?" Mm-hmm. I sure am. But, you know, it's never too late for coffee. Probably why I have insomnia. And I'm going to just make this, and I'm going to run a cup up to my husband. And then I'm going to come down, and I've got to get dinner started for everybody here. We're just going to have something super quick tonight. Some chicken strips, and I think the boy went and got me some tater tots, and I'm going to throw a vegetable with it. Maybe throw some of my biscuits into the oven. Eventually here I'm going to make some actual real bread. And yeah, that's what we're going to do when I come back. So let me just take this coffee up to him, and I'll be right back. Cheers. And I'm back. Why can I not get in the frame? Guess what? My battery's dying. I'll be back in just a minute. So, back to what I was doing before my battery died. I just went upstairs and got into my tote to get out some things that a friend had given me. They closed the store down and she gave me some of her smaller little inventory things. She gave me some Woolite dryer balls for one, and I used to use my other dryer balls a lot. I need scissors. But eventually I find with them that they become all hard and they break down, so they actually do have to be replaced quite a bit. I have more than this, but I just couldn't carry it. But you see, these ones are soft. The ones that these are replacing, I actually had to either throw away or they broke inside my dryer. Let me throw this packaging away. And I have some more of these sponges. Oh, here, let me take it out of the package. Two fresh ones. I think I'll take the tan one this time. And I'll just put the other one away for when I need it. And these say that they're placemats, but I think they're actually like, I hope, they're like a trivet to set a hot pan on. They feel like they're...
I'm not sure.
Alexa thinks she needs to help me. I think they're to set pans and stuff on when they're hot. So I'll try it and we'll find out if it melts to the bottom of my pan. You'll get to watch me scrub it off like a fool. Keep all this trash together. Oh, I did bring down more of the dryer balls. Now, I will say that I was very invested in using the wool dryer balls, and I still am. But for now, where I have these, I'm not going to go back to the wool ones because I was given a bunch of these, and I'm going to use them. And after those are gone, which is probably going to take some time because she gave me a lot of them, I'm going to go back to using the wool ones because I like to just put like a little bit of essential oil on them and run them through the dryer. I still use my fabric softener sheets. I still use fabric softener, the liquid. I still use my, I buy from the Dollar Tree the, let me just grab them. I can't think of what they're called. I still use the In-Wash Aroma Booster, an odor eliminator from the Dollar Tree. This stuff, I like it. Let me see if I can show you. It's for $1.25. It looks much like the name brand stuff, and it also, am I in focus? It also smells like it too. I like it. Now, I will tell you that some people have found it to cause allergies because it is very perfumey. It doesn't bother me because of the way it smells. If it was floral, it would bother me. But for some reason, this particular smell, and I can't place the smell, but this doesn't bother me. It's also caused in some people skin allergies. It's also caused residue in people's machines. Now, I wash my clothes on a cycle with the water temperature called Eco-Warm, or Eco-Warm, and it doesn't seem to be causing any buildup. But I do run my machine through a cleaning cycle a lot too, because of the fact that I use this and I use fabric softener in it and the detergents and whatever. I run it through a cleaning cycle. with, I usually use a fresh or some vinegar or, you know, whatever. But some people have had good luck with this, like me, and other people haven't so much. If you buy it, I really suggest that, one, you check inside each bottle and you look, because they're not all the same, even though they're labeled exactly the same. Some are blue, there's these ones that are white and pink, and I think there's some other color combination that I haven't been able to find yet, but they all smell different, but they are labeled the exact same. It just says, it actually doesn't even say a scent. It just looks like a real generic bottle. I've been told, well, not been told, I've seen a video where somebody says that they think that they are made by Downy, and because of the smells, I tend to think that maybe they are like the dupes from Downy that didn't come out quite right, because they work fabulous. But if you do use them, I would start out with like a quarter of a cap and see if it bothers you or your machine, and then if it isn't enough and you like it, use more. Use whatever it is that they recommend, which I think is, I hope it's capful, because that's what I use. Blind as a bat here. It says don't ingest it. Well, I would hope not. Directions. It says a capful. And I've gone into my closet and pulled things out that I washed 2 weeks ago, and they still smell. So back to what we were talking about, or doing. I've got these nifty little things, which I've yet to try. Can you see them? Here, let me see if I can do the whole makeup thing. There we go. These say that they're towel holders. I'm thinking that they would work great for, I used to have my, actually, you know, I think I'm going to use them for my towel if it will stay up there. We'll see. I'm not sure where these came from, possibly Amazon or like that Temu site. I did not buy them, so I don't know. I could always ask her if someone's interested. And the sticker isn't even already applied. This is going to be like another contact paper issue. Oh, you know what it's got on it, in between it? It's got alien tape. Haha. I bought some alien tape from that Temu site, and oh my gosh, I went to use something that I moved my computer around, and I realized that the thing that I stuck down was indeed very, very, very stuck. It's a USB for extra USB ports. I went to pull it off, and I'm like, it ain't coming off, and I had to pull pretty hard, and it came off. No residue, no nothing. So if you've ever wondered about that alien tape, even the stuff from Temu that isn't real alien tape is excellent. So I have no worries about putting these on my cabinet, because they're going to stick. I guarantee it, unless something's changed. And they're not going to leave anything on the cabinet when I decide I don't want them there anymore. So pop one right there. I'm not going to use it for a little while. I am going to let it kind of have some time to adhere. That is made so you can pull it off, and I know that when I first put my USB port thing down on my desk, it at first I could pick it right up, but this last time when I went to pick it up, boy, it was stuck. But not so stuck that you couldn't remove it, and not so stuck that it left residue. So I'm just going to let them sit for a little bit before I put them through too much use. And that way, can you see? Oh, you can't even see what I did here. Just stuck them here and one here. And that way I can kind of put my towels up there to dry. Because I think you've seen me today searching around for a place to put them. And one more, is it one more? Yeah, one more thing that I have here. Is my little whale brush, another one. These are so cute. I'll put it back together. Well, actually, here, I'll let you see him. See, my hand's in the way. See, that's the scrub brush part of it. And it's made out of like a plasticky stuff. but they work so good. And see, he sits on his little tray, and he's a little whale. So cute. And his blue color matches my kitchen. So, the other one was white. Hopefully I won't have to scrub my boots off again. And yeah, that's most of the type of things that she had given me, along with a few other random items. And I'm just trying to pick some of this up because I do have to start supper. But while I'm thinking about something that I just found, I found my Gugon up in the baking cabinet. Don't ask. I don't know why things end up where they are. But I have a spot over near my table. I bought the like the broom and mop holders from Dollar Tree. And I bought 2 sets of them. And I had them over here in my kitchen beside the table. And I decided after I got the table, because this was when I had my wooden table in the kitchen, I decided that I no longer wanted my brooms and stuff over there because it was making everything look cluttered. So I decided that I would take the mop and broom holder hook things down, and I would replace them with pictures, and that I would, I'm getting tied up in my words here. I decided that I'd put them out in the hallway that goes upstairs so that they were out of the way. Well, when I pulled them off the wall, they were really, 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 really stuck. Like, way more stuck than I thought any Dollar Tree item would be. My suggestion to you is, if you do go buy those, that you do not stick them to your wall unless you plan to lose some paint or have a lot of residue left on your wall, because once they're on there, they're on there. Now, if you look at them closely, they're long, and I'll eventually here show you what I'm talking about, but they have 2 screw holes on the end. You find yourself some tiny screws. Don't stick these things to your wall, because once they're on there, unless you plan to leave them in that exact spot forever, it's going to leave a lot of crap on your wall. Luckily, it didn't rip my paint off. It just left the stuff on my wall, but when I realized how stuck it was, I was kind of running a butter knife behind it to get it off. So I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. See, just below that picture, it's really, really, really on there. It's stuck. It's right in here, and you can't just scratch it off. So I'm going to use the power of Gugon, and I'm going to really let this soak into this because it's on there. I'm going to have to let that sit for a little while I do something else, and then I'm just going to scrape it off the wall. Pick this up, and I got to get my dinner thrown into the oven. And yes, I'm shifting things around. Typical. I'm pretty proud of myself though, because today I've gotten quite a bit done in here that I've been waiting to do, putting off, procrastinating. Do still need to get my rugs washed. Let's take a coffee break here. Oh, that hurt. This is why you don't leave your cabinets open. Thankfully, these are clean. Let's see if I have some room up here for this now. Oh, I made it worse. There we go. So, if you're still watching this video, tell me something about you. Something about you that you think is unique or makes you happy, or just anything that you think is interesting to somebody else. Or not interesting. I don't care either way. I find a lot of things interesting that most people don't. But tell me something about you that sets you apart from other people. You know, run of the mill, every day. I mean, we're all human and have different ways of doing things. Tell me about something you do that's different than I do, from cleaning or anything you like. I mean, it doesn't have to be homemaker or cleaning related. Just something about you that's different or special or whatever. I like hearing about people learning new things. I gotta get my supper going here. Oh, better wipe out my oven first. But I would love if you'd share something with me that you would like to share in the comments. Oh, I got a problem. This is still pretty hot. Just gonna wipe out the best I can because I don't want to lose a finger here. Oven is wicked hot still. Let's stick my clean racks back in. I didn't wipe the oven out very good. It's still way too hot to wipe out, so I'm not going to do that right now. Here, let's test the hook out over here. We shall see. Okay. Get my stuff out here and see what we're doing. My son accidentally got buffalo. Yeah. Not so sure how I feel about that, but we'll find out. I say accidentally. He loves pizza, so maybe not accidentally. I don't know. Maybe he played a joke on me here. I really hope these aren't super spicy. I'm gonna need my scissors again. I can't win. They actually smell really good. I think I'm just gonna cook both bags, that way if there's leftover it can just be put away, because it's not something we really are going to be having again anytime soon. Make a good lunch for tomorrow. So it seems like a lot, but a lot of it's probably going to be leftover. Really does smell pretty good. Gotta wait for this to heat up. And the hook does seem to be holding up well. I just yanked it off there and stayed up, so it's a good sign. Oh, and he got these. They say they're quick cook. Still healthy, I know. I'll throw some peas in there. We'll have peas and call it a night. Because I don't want to make a huge mess again in here after I just cleaned everything up. I still need to fill up my flour and sugar bucket. So I'm gonna grab those out. I'm pretty sure the covers to both need to be washed. I keep a lot of extra on hand for the simple fact that, not that I'm hoarding it, but for the simple fact that we live quite a ways away from any stores that are cheaper, like Walmart or Save-A-Lot or anything like that, even Hannaford. We live near, very close to an IGA, which is nice because we can run down there. But, you know, I don't want to go there to buy sugar or toilet paper or things like that, because you're paying extra money. And also, you know, if we go all the way, you know, to Walmart, that's a half an hour, 20-minute drive. I don't want to go that far on a regular basis to just go pick up some toilet paper because the gas is so expensive. So we try to keep plenty in the house. I'll tell you a secret. I'm one of those. Well, I'm actually not. My husband is. We're those people that we have a year's worth of toilet paper put away. Now, during the pandemic, we didn't do that because, honestly, I couldn't feel good about myself doing that. But now that it's there and it's plentiful, we do what we've always done, and that's put plenty of it away so we're not running out, having to run down the street to grab a roll for $2, you know, or whatever. I mean, we like to keep it on hand so we're not running out, because for my husband to go out, and he's the only one that drives, it's very hard on him to get in and out of the car. He needs assistance with that. And it gets very tiring for him. I mean, a day out going to Walmart and doing the errands that we have to do, it's a lot on him physically, because his hip is completely, it's beyond bone on bone. The bone is literally wearing itself away on his hip. So walking for him, the doctor don't even know how he is still upright on his feet whatsoever. But he's a major fall risk, so somebody has to be there with him. So going out is a pretty big deal for us, so I try to keep things that we can stock up on that aren't going to go bad, and things that we regularly need, we try to keep them here. So that's that. So we're not hoarders, we're just doing it out of necessity. And we did it when we had all of our kids too, because, you know, you gotta have food in the house when you have a bunch of kids. Sugar bucket. Bucket is food safe. If you are going to put your things in a bucket, do not go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy their buckets. They are going to smell horrible. Don't do it. Make sure if you need to store sugar that you are storing it in something food safe, even if you're putting like a Mylar liner in it or something like that. I know that there's a bunch of people that do long-term storage. This isn't long-term. This is, I don't know. It depends on how much baking I'm doing, but it's not past. Apparently, my camera's given me a maximum recording time. That either means that it's overheating, it means my memory card's getting full, or it means that it's being stupid. Take your pick, I don't know. But what I was saying is, I don't do long-term food storage, and I covered up my measuring cup that I use to scoop my sugar. So, I'm gonna pop that out. But if you lost a chunk of what I was saying, you can ask me if you need to, because I don't remember, and I don't know how long ago my camera cut out on me. Because I'm doing this thing where I'm not trying to look at the screen so much, because it creates an odd expressional thing, like I'm talking at the camera instead of to you. Apparently, I guess. That's what I've read. But grab my other sugar. This one's already opened. But I am gonna have to kind of watch my camera, and in a few minutes I'm gonna shut it down and cool it off and put my video, this video, on my computer. And then, what am I doing? I'll put put the video on my computer and let my camera cool down for a while. It obviously can't be the battery's dead because I just completely charged that battery, so. And I've got to, I need to wash this cover, but the truth is I don't want to do it right now, now that I just filled this bucket up, so I'm going to have to go at that a little bit later. But that's my sugar. I just added about, I think it's 10 pounds? No, that can't be right. Nope, I added 20 pounds. And that should last a really, really pretty good amount of time. Now, here's where my problem lays. And this is what I don't like. Now, I've still got flour in this bucket. Now, if I put my flour in over the top of this, which I'm going to have to, the older flour is going to be at the bottom. So, I think I'm going to need to start baking more. And that way, it isn't going to be such an issue. I don't want to throw it away because I actually know it is so good, so that would just be a waste. Exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to do. This kitchen's going to be a dust farm. Okay, I'm going to call that good. I'm making a mess. So there's that. Oh, my oven's heated. I don't know what I do with my cover. Ah! Good Lord. Oh, here it is. Make sure it's completely sealed. So I'm going to get supper in the oven. I'm going to put these containers back where they go. Clean up a little bit more. I'm going to let my camera cool down and do its thing. And I'll be back in just a little while after we've had supper. And I'm going to come back and I think I'm going to finish off what's left in here and maybe do a little cleaning in the living room. I really wanted to do a whole house cleaning today, but the reality is it's getting late and I just don't see where it's going to be possible to move up into my room. My husband's right now using the bedroom. He's not feeling well, so I don't want to impede on his privacy. Yeah, so we'll be back in just a little bit and we'll move on from there. I'll see you guys in just a little while. Echo, set a timer for 5 minutes. We're back. Had supper, washed the dishes. Didn't want to put you through the pain of watching me wash dishes again. That was more than enough for one day. Just gonna sweep up the floor. I'm gonna vacuum over where Bella was building a gingerbread house kit that we found. So she made a mess on the rug. But and then I've got to kick some laundry around and we're gonna move on to probably folding some laundry upstairs. Let me just go grab my vacuum. suck up the whole rug, so I had to turn the suction way down.
I had no home to rely on, driving around in a passenger van, dreaming of when I'd ever begin to start my life. That's when I moved to the city to be on the stage, but the curtain had closed. You walked in the room, and that's when I knew
Echo stop.
that I was home, and my life will begin. Didn't believe it was true till I met somebody. I met somebody like you.
Now we're gonna clean off the area with the sticky stuff. I don't know how well it's going to come off. I messed with it a little bit earlier just to see how much it would come off. I think I'm gonna need my scrubby sponge.
Had no direction to move till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. You took a flight from the desert to take up a room with a mutual friend. Couches and wine and everything's fine. Just one day.
Oh, it's gone. I think the real lesson here is don't put things on your wall that stick unless you're positive you want them to stay, or you want to end up scrubbing forever to get the glue off. And things from Dollar Tree really can stick to your wall. But really can stick. I mean, I'm impressed. If I had wanted it to stay on the wall, it probably would have stayed there until we no longer existed.
Somebody like you. Somebody like you. I was just fading away till I met you. I was just notes on a page till I met you.
So, next destination is upstairs. We're gonna fold clothes. So I'll be back in just a few.
The day when I'd meet somebody like you. Couldn't believe it was true till I met somebody.
Unfortunately, the lighting up here in my room isn't the greatest, but I figured I'd fold some of these clothes and close this video out after a few minutes where the lighting isn't good. I wanted to get some of this done, and then I'm gonna go downstairs and spend some time with the hubby, who seems to be feeling a bit better.
Had no direction to move till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. I didn't believe.
So did you guys like this type of video better with more talking, or do you prefer more music, or something in between? Because my plan's really to kind of do a mixture of a little bit of everything, unless there's some huge preference amongst everyone. I really would like to get away from most of the voiceover, because the reality is it's less time for making the video, more time editing everything and cutting the voiceover, which takes time.
I met somebody like you. Had no direction to move till I met somebody. I met somebody like you.
Trev, did you get back your heavy winter socks yet?
Somebody like you.
Oh, these are yours.
I was just fading away till I met you. I was just notes on a page till I met you.
I cannot believe that you made it to the end of this video. Like, I can't even believe it. You're here still with me. With me. Who'd have thunk at the beginning of this journey that I'd be talking to you and that we would have found something in common? Cleaning our homes, keeping them clean, keeping order, and finding motivation. I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that you'll join me again when I put out another video very soon. And for now, if you would, if you find it in your heart, smash that like button, hit the like, tell your friends, and last of all, leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Okay, so seriously, comment to me. Really? Just do it. Okay, enough weirdness. Until the next time, I'll see you soon.